Hi, people. I'm making my evening cuppa. Okay. The issue about the viruses have been an ongoing issue for a long time. All right. So let's talk common sense here. All right. And this is where I'm going to call all of you guilty. All right. I'm going to compare ME to viral cardiomyopathy. Okay. Myocarditis too. In the 1980s, when I worked in the CCU, we used to get slews of viral cardiomyopathy patients. The same symptoms as the ME patients. They would get this flu, what they thought was the flu, right? And 6 months later, still not they still didn't feel good. But during that time, they thought they were lazy, so they went to the gym. Well, that's 6 months later, they come to the ER. By the time they got to the CCU where I worked, they were told they had viral cardiomyopathy with a 1-year prognosis, unless they got on the transplant list. Okay. It was known in the 1950s that Coxsackie-B virus caused viral cardiomyopathy, myocarditis too. Okay, now, if you look up viral cardiomyopathy and myocarditis, or you'll come to their website and you'll see the long list of viruses there. Okay, because since the 1950s and technology, more viruses were discovered. In the 80s, around 1986, HHV6, which you've all heard of, was discovered. Actually, our own Elaine DeFreitas helped Robert Gallo map that out at the Wistar. Okay, all right. So, in the 1950s and whenever it was determined ME was caused by a virus, enterovirus, since then, more viruses were discovered. Dr. Chia's website. All right, Dr. Chia even says enteroviruses can trigger a chronic viral reactivation. Okay, so there's all these viruses. They never occur in one. They occur in twos or more. Nobody just has one. Okay, nobody just has one. Okay. So, and by the way, I knew Jody Bassett. And when I worked in that CCU, some of you weren't even thought of yet. And some of you, or some of you weren't sick for many years. All right, so you're not telling me anything new. Okay, you're not telling me anything new. Okay, so really, I compare this argument about viruses to NIH and CDC. When a new infectious agent come, they'll call it, when people stay sick afterwards, post, West Nile virus syndrome, post Ebola syndrome, post this syndrome, post, long, now we're here in long COVID. They call it something else though. Okay, so, since there have been new technology for the last 20, 30, 40 years, of course, it's going to be discovered that more viruses are involved in these illnesses. Okay? So, just like the NIH and providers need to think out of the box, so do some of you patients. If I didn't think out of the box, I wouldn't be where I am today. Okay? It pays to think out of the box. You never know what you may find. And you never know what answer you may find for your own issue. Anyway, have a good day, people.